The sun was a burning coin sinking low over the dry hills when Ryder Kane rode into Hollow Creek. Dust curled around his boots as his horse stopped before the small cabin that sat, half broken against the wind. He didn't need a map. He'd been told exactly where the old man lived. Jonathan Hale, a rancher with more debt than cattle, more pride than sense. The land he stood on was worth more than the man himself. And Kane had come to claim it. He was the hired hand of the ruthless Caldwell Company, the kind that bought dreams and buried the owners beneath them. But when he dismounted and saw her standing by the porch, everything in him faltered. She wasn't supposed to be part of the picture. Her name was Alara Hale. She looked fragile. Yet the way she stood, chin lifted against the wind, spoke of courage wrapped in sorrow. Her hands were dirty from tending the horses, her hair tangled by the prairie dust, and yet she was the most beautiful thing Ryder had seen in years. He told himself she was just another obstacle, another part of a job that needed finishing. But when her eyes met his, wide and unflinching, something in him shifted like a trigger he couldn't pull. Her father limped out from the cabin, anger already in his voice. "You've no right here, Kane. This land's mine." The old man's voice cracked under the weight of defeat. Ryder didn't answer immediately. He just looked at the land, the wide stretch of golden field, the crooked fence, the dying crops. It was worthless now, but Caldwell wanted it for the river that ran beneath. He pulled the deed from his coat pocket. "You know the terms, old man. Pay your debt or get off this property. You've had your time." Alara stepped forward, her voice trembling. "Please, it's harvest time. Give us another week." Kane's jaw tightened. "A week won't change the soil, Miss Hale. It's not personal. It's business." But even as he said it, he hated how empty it sounded. There was something in her eyes, something desperate yet pure, that pierced through the armor he'd built over the years. Jonathan Hale's anger flared. "You think you can take a man's home like that? Go ahead, cowboy. You'll have to drag me out." He started coughing violently, the sound echoing like a death knell in the still air. Alara rushed to him, holding his trembling hands. Ryder looked away for a moment, guilt stirring deep inside him. He'd been many things: a bounty hunter, a soldier, a debt collector, but never cruel. At least that's what he'd told himself. When night fell, the prairie turned to silver under the moonlight. Ryder sat by his campfire a few yards away from the cabin, trying to quiet the war inside him. That's when he heard soft footsteps. Alara stood before him, her dress lit faintly by the fire. Her voice was a whisper, fragile but deliberate. "You came to take what's his, but I'll make you a deal." Ryder frowned. "What kind of deal?" She took a deep breath, her eyes glistening. "Take me instead, just spare my father." The words cut through the silence like a blade. He rose to his feet, stunned. "You don't know what you're saying." "I do," she replied, her voice steady now. "He's sick. That land's all he has. You take it, you kill him, so take me. I'll work for you, I'll do whatever you ask. Just don't make him leave." Her voice broke at the end, and tears caught in the flicker of firelight. Ryder stared at her, unable to move. He'd seen women beg before, seen men do worse for less, but never like this. This wasn't weakness. This was sacrifice. He wanted to refuse. He wanted to walk away, say that life didn't work on mercy. But when she took his hand and pressed it against her trembling chest, whispering again, "Just spare him, please," something in his soul cracked wide open. He turned his head, trying to mask the storm in his eyes. "You don't have to do this," he said, voice rough. "There's always a choice." "There isn't," she whispered. "Not for people like us." That night, he didn't take her. He couldn't. Instead, he took the deed and tossed it into the fire. The paper curled and blackened until it was nothing but ash. Alara watched, stunned. "Why?" she asked. "Because I've taken enough from people," Ryder muttered. "It's time I give something back." But as he walked toward his horse, she caught his arm. "They'll come after you for this," she warned. "Caldwell doesn't forgive." He smirked faintly, looking at her one last time. "Neither do I." By dawn he was gone, riding east, away from the rising sun and toward a reckoning he knew he couldn't avoid. Behind him the Hale land stood untouched. The old man's debts were erased, the girl safe. But for Ryder Kane, peace would never come easy. He had burned a bridge with the devil himself, and he knew it. Still, as the horizon swallowed him whole, for the first time in years, he felt something close to redemption. Alara watched him ride away until he became a shadow on the horizon. she whispered softly into the wind. Thank you. And though he couldn't hear it, he felt it like a prayer that followed him beyond the dust and into the dawn.